Well, earlier this year, Sana McCarthy, who has been the director of our theater program for probably 15 years, let us know that she really felt like this was the time for her to retire. And when she says retire, she doesn't mean to go and not do anything, but that God has asked her to let go of this in her life in order to put something else in her hands. And it's with real sadness that we see Sana go. She has really developed the program. She has created it to be a really not just theater, but a community that is really surrounded by the Holy Spirit. She has been a very spirit-filled, spirit-led director in theater, and has really trained many actors that have gone out in the community and really impacted our culture. And it has been her calling for a long time. And so theater remains her calling. She intends to see what the Lord has next for her. At this point, she thinks the Lord might be calling her to actually travel to Haifa, Israel, to interview some Holocaust survivors and create a new play that tells their story. So Sana has always been a storyteller. She intends to always be a storyteller. It's just that she's kind of letting go of this so that God can allow her to do something else with her life at this point, which is really exciting for her. But also, there's a lot of I don't want to say fear, because she's not afraid. There's a lot of maybe angst, a lot of being anxious about just exactly what form that will take. So Sana, I just can't say enough about her and her work, and particularly the way she has been a mentor to so many students. Our plan for theater at this point is that we are seeking that God will bring us someone just like her that wants to come and to be a part of the theater community and to continue to mentor and train actors and grow them so that they also can have an impact in our culture. This couple of years ago, we added a music theater minor, and so we intend to continue to look for someone that can do both of those things, that can help us both in theater and perhaps also in music theater, and continue to grow the two minors that we have. And so we're looking forward to that. We have had many really wonderful applicants to this point, and are anxious to see exactly who God brings for us. Dr. David Cates has been a longtime friend of mine. We have done many projects together, musical projects through the years. And when we became in need of a choir director a couple of years ago, I asked David if he'd be willing to come and to step in. David at that point was directing choirs at the University of Colorado, and also is the director of the music program at Littleton United Methodist Church. And that's really his first love, is Littleton United Methodist Church. That's his full time. And so I did a little bit of convincing to get him to come. And David has been an incredible blessing to us and to our choir and to our choral program for the last 2 years. He let me know at the time when he said yes to me that he was doing it just as a favor, and that he didn't see it as a long-term thing, and that when the time was right, 2 years later, that he really felt like he needed to return to really being focused on his work in his church, and also focused on his family and his children. And so I really respected him for that. I respected his decision. I still tried to get him to stay. I still tried to say, well, are you sure that's what the Lord was saying to you, that you needed to leave after 2 years? But he was pretty sure. So anyway, he is just basically moving back into doing his church work on a more focused basis and spending a little more time with his family. He's loved his time with us, and he has told me many times that if God were to open this opportunity for him again a few years down the road, that he would love to come back and be a part of CCU. So as far as our choral program goes, we have a position posted right now where we are seeking someone that might be able to help us both in terms of the choral program, and also I believe that I want to really focus on our music ed program. So I'm kind of looking for, as a small enough school, we all have to do more than just one thing. So I'm really looking for someone who is excellent in both of those areas. Not someone who can just sort of do one or the other, but someone who truly is passionate about training music educators, because I see that as our other really high calling, not just to impact our culture, but to impact our children and our education for the sake of Christ. And so I'm really passionate about the music education program, and also about continuing the great work that Dr. Cates has been establishing here. So I'm looking for someone who will do that, who will take us with our music ed and really focus on it, and really love our students, mentor our students, and I want us to become a place that's known in the nation as if you want to go for music education, you should go to Colorado Christian University. And so with that in mind, I'm looking for someone that can do that, and also that can be an excellent choral director and continue to both address the classics of the choral literature and help the choir to really sing at the highest level they possibly can, but also address those things that are contemporary and those things that are passionate to our community and our Christian fellowship. So it's a tall order, but we've got a great God. And I know that God knew about all of this long ago, from the beginning, and I know He's prepared someone. So I'm just praying that God will give me wisdom, give our faculty wisdom, and will cause the right people to apply and cause us to recognize that and to bring them on campus. So that's kind of our vision for both of these two areas. We see both of them as opportunities to grow, and I really feel like that the ending, as sad as it is, of one era establishes the beginning of another one. And so we're just really trusting that God will help us to move forward and to find the right people for these positions.